So here's how we eat a New Hampshire lobster. I'm going to first break off one of the claws where it meets right at the body. Do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to separate the claw from the knuckle. Very easy to do. There's my nice claw. Next knuckle. Break that away. Let's get this claw open. This is a nice hard shell lobster. This is the best ones you can get. The harder the shell, the better. There we go. Some people will force it out. If you crack it and then this happens, then you're just going to pick out the meat. All these parts have meat in them. So these little knuckles you can separate. Right where the joints are. This probably is the best part to do it. Again, this is real hard. I'm not going to be able to get it without giving it a little crack. Get that crack. And if I can't get it through with my finger, I'll use my fork or a little pick tool. That's the sound of one shell down. All right, let's get to the tail. We'll get that off. Just want to grab the back of the tail, right at the body, a little twist and bend. All right, here's the green stuff called the tamale. You don't want to eat that. Besides, it just doesn't look very appetizing. So we just discard that once we finish removing this portion of the lobster. If you get a little bit on your tail meat, you can rinse it off. Okay, now we've got the tail separated from the body. The next thing we want to do is break off these little flippers. So these little flippers have a little piece of meat in them. You can do it a couple of different ways. You can just chew on it and squeeze it out with the front of your teeth. Enjoy it that way. A bit more. We want to get the meat out of this tail. How I like to do it is I like to put it in my hand and squeeze it until it cracks. Sometimes it's both hands. I'm going to peel it open. And there. All right, let's get to the body. There's a bunch of legs. They come off real easy. Just pop them off. Set them aside. Some people think this is a lot of work for very little return, but for me it's all part of the process of enjoying a lobster. So now we can separate the section where the legs join the rest of the body. I'm just coming underneath with my finger. And I'm just going to discard the shell. All right, so now we've got this center section. I'm splitting it right in half with my thumbs. And I'm just separating. See all this luscious little meat in there? And that can come out with a fork or picks, or even better, just using your fingers. I don't see how they could say this is too much work. It's kind of fun. I'm wearing a bib. I'm supposed to get messy. So we've got most of our meat out of the shell. We didn't do the claws all the way. Forgot about the legs here. Break off that little knuckle and you just kind of work your way up. All right, so some people really prize the claws. And they are really good. It's probably the finest texture. Ooh, lovely. Fun part about eating lobster, it goes everywhere. You get to share it with your neighbors. Lobster, it's fine eating.